Hello. Hello, sir. Am I audible?
অরিজিৎ শুনতে পাচ্ছ?
হ্যাঁ স্যার শুনতে পাচ্ছি।
অরিজিৎ শুনতে পাচ্ছ?
হ্যাঁ স্যার শুনতে পাচ্ছি। আপনি শুনতে পাচ্ছেন? হ্যালো।
আমি
হ্যালো?
শুনতে পাচ্ছি না তোমাকে।
হ্যালো, শোনা যাচ্ছে এবার? হ্যালো। হ্যালো, শোনা যাচ্ছে এবার?
এবার শোনা যাচ্ছে। তুমি শুনতে পাচ্ছ?
আমি শুনতে পাচ্ছি। আমায় শুনতে পাচ্ছেন আপনারা?
হ্যাঁ, আমি তো তোমাকে শুনতে পাচ্ছি। আমি পার্থ বলছি।
হ্যাঁ স্যার। তাহলে আমরা কি শুরু করি এবার?
তুমি শুনতে পাচ্ছ?
আমি শুনতে পাচ্ছি স্যার।
আমায় শুনতে পাচ্ছেন আপনারা? হ্যাঁ।
হ্যালো।
হ্যাঁ, শুনতে পাচ্ছি আমি।
ঠিক আছে, তাহলে আমরা শুরু করছি স্যার।
কতজন এসছেন? 19 জন। ওকে, চলো।
Okay. Hello everyone. I am Dr. Kormokar. I am the head of the Department of Physiology from Mahadevananda Mahavidyalaya. We have organized this program to create awareness on hepatitis to the commoners in observance of World Hepatitis Day. So I am thankful to my principal, Dr. Noyan Kumar Sarkar, the principal of Mahadevananda Mahavidyalaya, to allow us and giving the permission to conduct this program. I am thankful to the honorable speaker, Dr. Partho S. Mukherjee, for accepting our invitation. And I am thankful to all the participants for participating in this program. So now I am requesting Dr. Partho sir to please proceed with your presentation. Thank you. Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So, a very good afternoon, and it's a pleasure to meet you, all of you, and greet you on behalf of Liver Foundation West Bengal in this new normal. So it's quite a sort of a new experience to all of us that we are now very busy in webinars, virtual meetings, online programs, etc., etc. And because of a virus, I will come to that point in the later part of my discussion. So let us start with ABCDE. I think how many students are there? Arijit, can you tell me?
No, sir. Actually, we have received open invitation from the commoners. So there may be students, maybe teacher, everyone can be there.
Okay, so okay.
So we should treat this like a general discussion so that commoners can understand the matter.
Okay, so what should be the mode of communication, English or Bengali?
Sir, preferably in English, but you may proceed with Bengali because so many Bengali people are there. But as it is an international program, you can speak in English and Bengali also.
So, okay, so let's start with ABCDE basics. You know that these are the viruses, which is known as hepatitis virus. What is hepatitis? It is inflammation of liver. What is viral hepatitis? If this inflammation is due to you know, virus, then it is called viral hepatitis. And what are the virus that causes viral hepatitis? There are various viruses, yeah, and five of them are very prevalent, and these are termed as ABCDE. That's why I started my discussion that let's start with ABCDE. And there are other types, those who are not very prevalent or common in this country. So hepatitis A and E, I think it's a sort of the route of transmission is fecal oral route of fecal and oral route. For this hepatitis A and E, and it is because of contaminated food or water, and basic symptoms is jaundice. There is a sort of a misunderstanding and misconception that most of the people they understand jaundice as a disease, but which is not. And that even we found in National Family Health Survey that jaundice has been regarded liver disease stroke jaundice or something like that. But jaundice is not at all a disease. It's an outcome of a disease. Disease is hepatitis A or E, and the symptomatic changes that that yellowish urine, eye, etc. These are the symptomatic changes, and the outcome is jaundice. And jaundice may occur even it is not because of viral hepatitis, maybe due to some other reason as well. So jaundice is not at all a disease, but that is a very important message to the commoners, as you told. And jaundice is not at all a serious issue, right? Hepatitis A and E, it is mostly people recover within 2 to 4 weeks, and there is no specific medicine for jaundice in that way. So, but we used to see that many of us, they usually take complete bed rest when there is a sort of jaundice due to hepatitis A and E, which is not recommended at this moment. Many of them, they used to take that boiled food, boiled water, etc. And normal diet is recommended nowadays. Protein, most of the cases it is seen that people don't use protein, they avoid fish, meat, etc. But protein is recommended during this time. And also that use of excessive glucose, use of excessive other things, these are also not recommended. Rather, these are not scientific at all. So hepatitis A and E, basically it develops acute hepatitis, and it's not chronic. And as I told you that recovery from this acute hepatitis is within 2 to 4 weeks, and there is no such medicine required in most of the cases. And the wrong concept regarding jaundice is commonly prevailing in the society, and it is also one of the important aspect when we organize different awareness program with regard to viral hepatitis. It has to be also it is one of the most important aspects. And hepatitis B and C and D, these are basically known and regarded as a chronic hepatitis. Hepatitis B and C, this is because the route of transmission is blood, and mostly in case of during the blood transfusion, reuse of in syringe, sexual transmission may happen. Sexual transmission may happen also in case of B and C, and in some cases it leads to liver cirrhosis and hepatocellular carcinoma. Hepatitis B can be prevented. Hepatitis C is curable. No, back to the previous slide. So hepatitis B and C, this is, and D cannot. D always, it's a co-infection with hepatitis B. So hepatitis B and C, and that today is World Hepatitis Day. So World Hepatitis Day and why we are observing World Hepatitis Day and why we have an elimination target, etc. Because of the very huge burden of hepatitis B and C at this moment globally. And also, I think I must say that with regard to this hepatitis B and C, if we can inject hepatitis B or C virus to 100 people, most of the people will be recovered without any serious damage or serious illness. 70 to 75% they will be completely, they can defeat this virus through their own immunity, and rest 20-25% will have disease, and out of that 25%, maybe 1%, it could be fatality, even death. And with regard to this hepatitis B and C, the most important aspect, and we usually that tell that that's the advantage and disadvantage of liver, that usually it when we understand or when we diagnose as B and C, it takes a longer period of time, unless you may have a sort of a periodical checkup of blood or something like that. Generally, hepatitis B and C, as we don't that we don't have a sort of a periodic health checkup, yearly health checkup, sort of such a thing. Such type of thing commonly. Mostly B and C diagnosed mostly B and C diagnosed due to illness, so a preoperative as a preoperative measures, or certain during blood in a blood donation camp or something like that. So I'll come to this point later, that so B and C basically that it is also not that everybody, if there is B and C, then it will be a very dangerous situation always. Most of the cases people can recover from it through their own immunity, but if there is disease, illness due to B and C, if liver is damaged, then also hepatitis B, there are certain medicines. Hepatitis B is very much preventable and manageable, though hepatitis doesn't have cure at this moment, fully cured at this moment, but we have hepatitis B vaccine, which is foolproof. And on the other hand, hepatitis C is now completely curable. Hepatitis C, though we don't have hepatitis C vaccine at this moment, but it is completely curable. And from 2015, I think the drug has been discovered in 2013, sofosbuvir molecule, and it is quite available in the Indian market also, in the Indian health sector also from 2015. And just to inform, again, to the students or commoners, that hepatitis A discovered in 1973, hepatitis E discovered in 1983, hepatitis B discovered in 1965, and discoverer of hepatitis B, Dr. Bloomberg, and we observe World Hepatitis Day on this occasion. Dr. Bloomberg's birthday. And hepatitis C discovered in 1989. Now, as I was telling, that hepatitis B and C is a huge global burden at this moment, and you can see that globally more than 300 million people are estimated to be living with hepatitis B or C infection. Annually, 1.3 million deaths are due to chronic viral hepatitis infection, and it is also estimated, which is very important, that 90% of people living with hepatitis B and 80% people living with hepatitis C are not aware about this infection. And let me tell you the Indian scenario with regard to viral hepatitis. Acute liver failure, hepatitis A, due to hepatitis A, it is 5 to 15%. Hepatitis E, it is about 15 to 45%. Hepatitis B, chronically infected people in India is about 40 million. Hepatitis C about 6 to 12 million. And due to hepatocellular carcinoma, I mean liver cancer, liver cancer due to hepatitis B is about 40%, and liver cancer due to hepatitis C is about 12 to 32%. And cirrhosis contribution, if you look into it, then you can see that 20 to 30% because of hepatitis B, liver cirrhosis, and 12 to 20% it is because of hepatitis C. Now, this is about what I told. It is about the very basics about these viruses. And now I'd like to tell you something about the elimination program. Let us come to global first. Acute viral hepatitis via HAV and HEV are mostly cured by body's immune system. However, repeated infection are common, indicating lack of inherent immune response. Vaccination for hepatitis A and hepatitis B are available. However, unavailability and vaccine hesitancy is an issue. Cure for Hep C infection is available. It is not affordable. So, no, I'd like to say a few words about this very important aspect, that vaccination for hepatitis A and B. Hepatitis A vaccine, basically, that we don't use, and I'm not sure, but maybe this is a cause that we have a sort of a innate viral immunity, because we are generally we don't take hepatitis A virus, but hepatitis B virus, which is really recommended for all, recommended for all. In that case also, what we observe, though this viral hepatitis B vaccine, in case of in Indian context, it is now sort of a mandatory, at birth from 2008. But that availability of vaccine in case of every primary health center, or in government structure, is sometimes it is not available. But the important aspect what I want to inform, that vaccine hesitancy is an issue till now in our country, in our society. We have taken an initiative to make a village hepatitis free in Purulia, in Ajodha Hill. So we went there to provide hepatitis vaccine to every villagers after screening, of course. And after screening, we found many of them are not interested to take this vaccine, even though it was completely free of cost and it was supported by a philanthropic organization. But even though they are not interested to take that vaccine, so again, awareness and the importance of hepatitis B vaccine, it is a sort of a real challenge in country like India. So actually, with regard to the global, response and sort of elimination aspect, there is a formation of World Hepatitis Alliance in an international NGO in 2007. We are a very active member of World Hepatitis Alliance, and because of constant, that effort of World Hepatitis Alliance and efforts and activities, in 2011, World Health Organization recognized 28 July as a World Hepatitis Day. In 2015, combating viral hepatitis included in the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal program. 216 and 218, all member nations of WHO adopted its global viral hepatitis strategy to this. And in 2016, WHO has taken a strategic declaration, strategic declaration on viral hepatitis, particularly B and C. And the plan of elimination program has been designed. And from 16 to 2018, all member nations of WHO adopted its global viral hepatitis strategy, that is, eliminate hepatitis by 2030. Indian response, National Viral Hepatitis Control Program in India, it has been launched in 2018 on World Hepatitis Day. And strategic goals are combat hepatitis and achieve countrywide elimination of hepatitis C by 2030, achieve significant reduction in the infected population morbidity and mortality associated with hepatitis B and C, namely cirrhosis and hepatocellular carcinoma, liver cancer, reduce the risk and morbidity and mortality due to hepatitis A and E. Most important components of this National Viral Hepatitis Control Program, one is preventive component, other is diagnosis and treatment, monitoring and evaluation, surveillance and research, training and capacity building. Preventive aspect, that the most important key is awareness. So awareness generation is the most important aspect in case of prevention. If we know the route of transmission, what is the route of transmission, then you can prevent the disease. Hepatitis A and E, that if you can use a healthy diet, purified water, then it can be prevented. Hepatitis C and B can be prevented if we can protect the route of transmissions. And as it is transmitted through blood, so blood transfusion is one of the most important aspects that we have to take care. And in India, before 1995, I think, hepatitis B and C screening in case of blood banks, it was not mandatory. So before 1995, there are so many infections happened, which may be unknown till that. One of the legendary figure of this country, that's Amitabh Bachchan, who got infected in 1982. He was very injured during a shooting in Coolie film, and he was given 60 bottle blood. And one of the bottle blood was carrying hepatitis B virus. And Amitabh Bachchan is a hepatitis B patient. Though Amitabh Bachchan, he himself declared this, that he is a hepatitis B infected patient not much years back, 5-6 years back, and he is now the brand ambassador of hepatitis B for Southeast Asia of WHO. So many people, that like Amitabh Bachchan and others, they are infected, and many common people, they are infected. And as I told you, the outcome or, symptomatic changes. And when we came to know that his hepatitis B and C, unlike, if it is not detected otherwise, due to a sort of a preoperative checkup or to donate a blood, something like that, most of the people, they used to carry this virus for a longer period of time, and that it is detected when it is in an advanced stage. So preventive aspect is very important. Diagnosis and treatment, that is, again, testing. We are now very much, every people of this country for a while was shouting testing, and because of a new virus, and I'll come to that point. So let me tell you, that testing for hepatitis B and C, it was also not very common at this moment at this moment also. So the most important aspect of hepatitis elimination program and the strategy of strategy of WHO is more test and treat. So their message is test and treat, and the message from WHO, World Hepatitis Alliance, is find the missing millions. So we have to find the missing millions. There are many. We have to find, and WHO is the call of WHO is that test and treat. So we have to improve the testing availability and treatment access, and monitoring, evaluation, surveillance, research. These are the part of any strategic program or elimination program, and training and capacity building of particularly those who are doing. I'd like to share, because we are working for a long time with regard to hepatitis prevention. As I told you earlier, that that jaundice is still regarded as a disease by most of the GPs in periphery. If you go to Purulia, if you go to Bankura, if you go to Medinipur, they will write a complete bed rest in their prescription. And jaundice is a disease. So they even don't understand the difference between jaundice, which is not at all a disease, and hepatitis A, B, C, D, E, whatever, particularly hepatitis A and E. So training and capacity building of not only, that health workers, those who are testing, those who are doing the tests, they have to increase their skill. They have to know the, testing of such specialty tests. And also you have to increase the capacity of general physicians with regard to this specialty treatment or specialist aspect. Now I would like to tell you something about NGO response, non-government organization response, and non-government organization, Liver Foundation, what exactly we are doing, and what is our role in this viral hepatitis elimination program. Today we have organized programs, different programs since 8 a.m. and most of the programs we have undertaken with the Department of Health as a part of National Viral Hepatitis Control Program. So much before, as I told you, that National Viral Hepatitis Control Program, it has been launched in 2018, but much before, we are very actively in the process to prevent hepatitis in association with WHO, World Hepatitis Alliance, with the support of different philanthropic organizations. In 2011, we started an online hepatitis patient registry. Again, that stigma, misbeliefs, misunderstanding, these are a very common features of hepatitis B and C infected among the hepatitis B and C infected patients. I'm not very concerned about hepatitis A and E, because it's a sort of it's a disease, but that even we don't have a mortality data of hepatitis A and E, because it is known as acute hepatitis. So our focus and basically on hepatitis B and C. So we started one online registry in 2011 on World Hepatitis Day, with an objective that people will come and they will declare themselves that whether whether he or she is B or C infected. Because most of the people during that time, they were very, concerned that they didn't want to that declare themselves that he is B or C infected patient. As now you are seeing that what's happening with corona patient, COVID-19 infected patient, which is absolutely brutal, inhuman. And it was happening, it is still happening with hepatitis B and C patients. Even in 2020 to 2019, though we have tried our level best to convince a couple, but unfortunately, uh, one one lecturer of engineering college, one lecturer of an engineering college. I mean, he was infected with hepatitis B, and his wife, that she refused to stay with her, and ultimately they got they separated. So that's a unfortunate part of the hepatitis B and C infected patient. Even it is happening in 2019, and so we started a registry, self-declared registry of hepatitis patient, of hepatitis B and C infected patients. This is still available in our website. In 2012, we formed the first hepatitis patient forum of the country, again with hepatitis B and C infected patients, and the objective of this patient forum was, formation of patient forum was, that I mean, patient support group, patient support, community support for the patient. These are not very common in India, though it's very common in Europe, in many other parts of the globe, but it's not very common in India. We have few support group, patient support group in thalassemia, cancer, but and recently we formed a COVID care network. That's a different story. So patient support, hepatitis patient forum we formed in 2012, and we provided them, support of advocacy. We supported them, that with regard to treatment, medicine. We formed a molecular biology. We formed molecular biology lab. We developed a molecular biology lab, cost reduction molecular biology lab for these patients, patient forum, and we used to do hepatitis, HCV, HBV, DNA, quantitative estimation at a very low cost for the patient. And we also formed a self-help group with the needy patients, because that treatment cost was also a very big issue during that time. Hepatitis B cost is a little bit lower at this moment. Hep C also not very high at this moment, but even it is not, within the reach of the common people. So still the patient forum activity is on, and we have 2,000 plus members at this moment. In 2013, that there was a sort of a Guinness record. We are Guinness record holder, because we assemble a large number of people on World Hepatitis Day to take a vote. That we have a target we have a responsibility to prevent hepatitis, and we will make ourselves aware, and we will make aware other people as well. 2014 community awareness through pledge instrument. We developed a pledge instrument. It's a very small instrument, and we started. And that pledge instrument was used on World Hepatitis. Launched on World Hepatitis Day 2014, and subsequently it was continuing. And today also, in entire day, we are observing this pledging. And it has been started 8 a.m. and it will be continuing till 8 p.m. So pledging is now happening in social media, but during that time, we have developed a pledge instrument, and we used to take this instrument in the community for that purpose. In 2015, that India is a country with the diversity, and so long, that more than 1,000 linguistic communities are available in the country. More than 1,000. In West Bengal, more than 40, multilingual, ethnolingual, linguistic community. Few of them are also ethnically also different. So there are 40 types of linguistic in West Bengal. So, one Rajbangshi people, one Santhal, they can understand their language better. So if you want to communicate them, about the necessity of hepatitis prevention and protection, etc. So if it is within their language, within their culture, because in public health, health culture is a big issue at this moment globally. So it could be more easier. So then we had a program on from that unite in diversity. So we unite all multilingual communities for one common goal to prevent hepatitis. Then 2016, we launched the No Hep movement. This No Hep movement, basically, it is a sort of a brainchild of WHO, World Hepatitis Alliance. So they launched in 2016 May. WHO adopted that strategic declaration, and then after that, this No Hep movement was launched. I was also in the planning during that time at WHO. So we also started No Hep movement in our state in 2016. 2017, we started a program Hep Hour, and this Hep Hour is a monthly activities. We don't really observe 28th July as a World Hepatitis Day once in a year, but we used to observe this 28th day of a month every month with a program called Hep Hour, because we generally remind ourselves, we generally remind ourselves that we have a target. We have to eliminate hepatitis by 2030. So every month, 28th day of every month, on 28th day, we have a hepatitis related program. And since then, 2017, I think perhaps this is the most long drawn sort of a campaign, in a newspaper, the Ajkal media, Ajkal newspaper, every 28th we publish a sort of a awareness material, and it is from the medical fraternity. They are disseminating information regarding this hepatitis prevention, and also one message from celebrity that it's a social endeavor also. We have to have certain responsibility if we want to really eliminate hepatitis by 2030. And 2018, we launched that program, Reaching the Unvisible. As I told you that still, and this is a sort of a call also, that find the missing millions. So we wanted to find those persons, those who are really that unaware that they are infected with hepatitis B or C. And we started this program in 2018, Reaching the Unreachable. We started from Ajodha Pahad, Ajodha Hill of Purulia district, and we screened 500, that Southal at Sitarampur, Purulia, and we found two person, one lady, one female, and one male was infected. They were infected with hepatitis B, and the gentleman was with advanced liver disease, advanced cirrhosis, with encephalopathy, more or less. And then we took him to our hospital at Kolkata, at Sonapur, and we treated him. And that gentleman is quite good at this moment, doing good. And that's the concept of find the missing million. We found him. We found him at the top of Ajodha Hill of Purulia, from a village, 98% tribal population, South Hills. So that's the objective of Reaching the Unreachable movement, our program. 2019, we started with a new concept that 28, 29, 13, that the vital statistics, what is this, 28, 32, 28 or something like that. So that's in our word, 28, 29, 30 is the vital statistics for hepatitis elimination. And we developed 29 ways, including all these programs, what I told. There are so many different ways we develop. So we developed 29 ways. and we planned on 2019 that we will organize these 29 types of activities on 28th of every month to reach the goal of 2030 that we have to eliminate hepatitis. We have to eliminate hepatitis from this world. But unfortunately, we did it for a few months. But this year, World Hepatitis Day, we are unable to organize such 29 activities because of that we are now restricted we restricted that because of the new virus. And so whatever we are doing today, we have organized different programs, and it will be continuing till 8:30, 9:30, something like that. And within restricting ourselves, confining ourselves within a room. And that's why that 29, 28, 29, 30 or 29 ways of activities we are not observing at this moment. But we hope that we'll start again in future. And here the question of a new virus arises. So, and a new virus, because of that new virus, that all of us, we are very much aware about the name, SARS-CoV-2, Corona, COVID-19. And I think all of you are aware about this fact that 213 countries and territories have reported cases of COVID-19 by July 2020 pandemic. Psychochemical and genetic characterization of the virus is ongoing. There are different types. Already we are aware. Under the process of vaccine and medicine discovery. And the reason for the term, and we are all now in new normal. So this is a new concept, new normal. Next one. So what could be the long-term impact of COVID-19? That I have interacted with many people, both in country and outside. So I don't think that it is going to be more than a flu. Within few years, it will be treated like a flu. Models predict that COVID-19 would be an endemic phenomenon in 2 to 5 years. Its acute impact will be resulting in inherent immunity, that However, no such predictions are made for the chronic viral hepatitis. That I just want to remind you that hepatitis A discovered in 1973, hepatitis E discovered in 1983, hepatitis B discovered in 1965, hepatitis C discovered 1989, hepatitis B vaccine discovered, first trial was done in US in 1981, and it was marketed globally in 1986. No such predictions are made for the chronic viral hepatitis. It will be a long-drawn struggle to contain its deadly effect, much more deadly than this COVID-19. Next one. So now we need more research regarding chronic viral hepatitis. Should not be affected due to the COVID pandemic. That I'd like to share this view, that why research, why that amount of hardcore research is not happening with regard to hepatitis B medicine. Is it because it is a third world country problem? As Hep C is more a sort of first world country problem, except Pakistan, small country, America, Brazil, etc., etc. We have medicine. But after Hep C discovered in 1989, hepatitis B discovered in 1960, we don't have medicine. So we need more, more robust research, more funding for Hep B medicine. Development of curative medicine for Hep B infected people shall still remain a priority. It should be a priority. And, We must have a immunization strategies for HCV also. It should be a focal point HCV research. We don't have we don't have vaccine yet. HCV is RNA virus. Corona is RNA virus. We are within 6 months. We are very much optimistic that the vaccine will come very soon. Very optimistic. And it was declared also that with this Jhanda, new, I know that 15th August Jhanda vaccine will come. But what about hepatitis C vaccine? Why it's not happening since its discovery? Big question. But we need to work. We need to create noise. We need to create more and more noise, and we need to observe World Hepatitis Day. And that's why I think that I should thank this college. I should thank your principal. I must thank also Arijit that you are observing World Hepatitis Day. You are thinking that viral hepatitis is a sort of a key issue. You are thinking that viral hepatitis is a global disease burden, increasing global disease burden, and we are trying to eliminate hepatitis as the entire world is also trying. So thanks for being a part of this elimination program, and thanks for your kind invitation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your lecture, which is very much informative. So now I am requesting the participant to ask any question, if any. Then please put your question in question and answer box only, and sir will address accordingly. So please, you may type your question.
So yeah, is there any question? So no question. How many participants? 32. Oh, what are your views on COVID-19 virus by Oxford University? I am not a virologist. I'm a sort of a public health activist, and there is a big issue now. There is a big debate now that how long this antibody is, alive. Whether it's 3 months or more than 3 months, I don't know. So I'm not sure about this Oxford University vaccine, how it is going to be, successful. I don't have any clue at this moment. Isn't it? Anything else?
It's an ongoing process. Huh? It's an ongoing process right now. It's difficult to comment on.
Yeah, it's an ongoing process, and there are so many comments on this virus. So it's difficult to answer at this moment. Hmm? In case of nutritional aspect, what you can suggest to intake as a remedy measures for who? For which remedy? For which remedy? I mean, you want to protect liver? If you want to protect liver, I have very simple answer that you have to take healthy diets regularly, and protein is very helpful for liver. So, that those who are non-veg, they can take fish protein, and those who are vegetarian, they can take vegetable protein, I think, more to protect liver. But there is one of the most common reason of liver disease is unnecessary use of medicine. That is one of the very common reason of liver disease. So drug-induced liver disease is a very common fact, and unnecessary medication is one of the most important cause. And that the liver is the only organ which have number of tonics, liver tonics. So one Brenolia for brain, I don't know whether it can increase your intelligence or not, but there are so many liver tonics, so many liver, medicines to protect liver. These are all nonsense. These are all nonsense, unscientific. And if you want to take anything, medicine, if you want to take, there are so many reports, that herbal medicines causing drug-induced liver disease, even cirrhosis, even death. Even it can lead to liver transplant as well. Last chance, last option. So no healthy diet, balanced diet, protein, fat, carbohydrate, minerals, vitamins, these are the homemade foods are the best medicine for liver. And the best medicine for liver is do exercise regularly. That's the best medicine. Hepatitis B and C are with us. How much of it is okay to have in our body? No. It is not within your body. It is through infection. So there is no question of Hep C and Hep B normally within your body. It can come through infection only, nothing else. Anything else? There are so many information regarding this, that COVID-19 mutation and changes and etc. etc. So I think it's too early to say what is going to be. In conclusion, so that's a difficult question at the moment. What are the most effective precautions that can be taken? Which one? What are the most effective precautions that can be taken by us for the people of rural area who are still now aware? Not now, we are. Not aware. I think who are still not aware of hepatitis. We have to create more awareness. We have to disseminate information in different forms. Media should play a very important role to reach to the rural masses. 70% population reside in rural areas. So rural people are the backbone of the country. So they need to be secured. They need to be, protected. So and through awareness, you can prevent and protect from hepatitis. So we need more awareness. I think we have tried and ultimately got success that now this, education department, they are hepatitis B and C prevention, vaccine, what is the route of transmission, they have included in the, I think, 8 or 9 syllabus. So I think through school, through the school books, this information can be reached to the students, and students are the future. And if you want to secure the future in rural areas as well, you have to protect students. So awareness should be generated in a more holistic way. Through education, through media, and also organizations like us also should take initiative. We are organizing different awareness activity in rural areas as well. Any question? Anything else? হুম? কোথায়? এগুলো তো 4:30। So, Arijit, anything else?
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. I think there is no question. So we are very much thankful to you for addressing the people and for satisfying them with your valuable answers. So could you please provide a short message which should be followed by the people to eliminate the hepatitis? Short home take
এটা একটু
message
বাংলায় একটু
from your end.
বাংলায় বলি একটু।
হ্যাঁ
একটু বাংলায় বলি।
হ্যাঁ বলুন,
কালকে
বাংলায় বলুন।
রেডিও মির্চি আমার একটা বললো যে ওরা আজকে সব ইনফরমেশন দেবে আর কি, রেডিও মির্চি।
হ্যাঁ
বললো একটু রেকর্ড করে পাঠান। দুটো প্রশ্ন করেছিল।
হ্যাঁ
দুটো প্রশ্ন হচ্ছে, প্রথম প্রশ্নটা ছিল যে এসএমএস, এই এখন চলছে এসএমএস, স্যানিটাইজ সোশ্যাল ডিস্টেন্সিং অ্যান্ড হোয়াট ইজ দিস masking, SMS, sanitize, mask and social distancing. This is the SMS of recent times. তো বলছে যে আপনার হেপাটাইটিস এর জন্য কি এসএমএস আছে? বলছে যে এখন তো করোনার এসএমএস হচ্ছে স্যানিটাইজ